Hello, I'm Gordon Maples, the Regional Program Manager and Regional Campus Organizer for the Southeast for the Secular Student Alliance. And I'm going to talk to you about setting up a bank account for your secular student group. First off, you should check with your school's student life representative or similar to see if there's already a process set up at your school for forming a bank account for student groups. Sometimes schools will have deals with local credit unions or even school credit unions if you're at a bigger state university. If that's the case, they'll probably already have some sort of resource set up for setting up a bank account at your school. That's going to be the easiest possible scenario. If that's not the case, you're going to have to do a little bit of elbow work around the area. See what banks are close to campus. Basically, you're going to want to find a place that you can sort of walk up to a bank, that you don't have to go drive a ways to find it. So locations nearby your campus is the first places you're going to want to check out. So you should go look professional, meet with somebody at the bank, and see what they have set up. They might want you to have some sort of 501c3 nonprofit status. Unfortunately, for a student group that's going to likely be dealing with very low money numbers, amounts of money, that's a better way to put that, you really want to get sort of an easy bank account that's not going to involve, doing a ton of paperwork that's not really going to be worth it in the long run. There's other things you can be doing with your time. I highly recommend, this is going to be kind of spaghetti at a wall. Go to local banks and see who's going to be willing to work with you. I've talked to different student groups that work with different banks. I've heard that BB&T is easy to work with. I've heard with Wells Fargo is easy to work with. Basically, you want to pick a bank that you can easily transition to new leaders, because I've actually heard of a number of situations where a treasurer or other officer was the only one that had access to the bank account and then left with all of the group's money. You don't want that to happen, so think ahead with your bank account. You've got to care about your group's money and make sure that it's not going to disappear on you. So, bank accounts, they're important. That's the only way. You have to have a bank account for your group to get any kind of funding from the National SSA, because we write out our checks to group names as opposed to individual names. There's a lot of reasons that we do that, but it's important. So, setting up a bank account is very important. Don't put it too much on the back burner. It's going to be a little bit of pain. There's going to be some paperwork to do. You might have to get an employee identification number. That might sound scary. You have to do it with the IRS. It's actually super simple, I promise. So yeah, set up your bank account. It might take some investigation around to your local banks, but it's going to be totally worth it because you'll be extra legit, very professional, and you'll be able to get all kinds of super money stuff from us and other organizations. So, if you have questions about how to set up a bank account at your school, you can actually email one of us, the campus organizers. We might actually be able to help you out. If not, first off, you should go ask the other student leaders at your campus, because more than likely the larger student groups already have bank accounts. See who they're working with. That's going to be a great way to figure out what the easiest place to go is. But first off, definitely check with your student life representative, because you might be lucky and you already have a sort of set up process for getting a bank account. But yeah, it's one of the first things. If you don't have one, you want to set that up as quickly as possible. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to email me, Gordon at secularstudents.org. Money.